Welcome to today's evening session. I believe that people are doing well. Uh, we've had several challenges here and there due to the scheduling of programs in line with also other duties that we have. The other thing is delays in terms of payments by members, which affected the restructuring of the training session programs and the proper arrangements that are needed to put in place. That has affected this cohort's progress. The other issues are the emerging challenges that are related to health, that are related to losing of our beloved ones, and cases related to accidents, and many more. I tend to apologize for that, and I think moving forward now for this month, we are going to restructure that calendar to ensure that all the sessions are now taking place as planned. Uh, so far, we've covered some good number of sessions and good number of areas that are very essentials to those taking first of all the beginning and the introduction about AI to be able to understand the structure and how it operates, the types, various types of AI tools that are existing in the world, whether they are used in Africa, whether they are used in internationally, and all the other fields. We've understood how to do prompt engineering and how to be able to write some good prompts related to such areas. And we've also looked at various AI tools that have been used in teaching, that are being used in research, that are being used in publications and writings, brainstorming, and many other collaborative tools that we have discussed within the AI fraternity. Uh, Today, mostly in my training sessions, Friday is normally a recap and dynamic session where we put various questions or uh, thoughts that people have. Number two, it's a day that all the learners or the participants tend to share their continuous practice that they have been able to do on various tools that we have discussed, and then be able to showcase the working experience that they have been able to have or to achieve within that sector. To respond to some of the concerns is that some people have been asking whether they'll be able to have a sitting examinations at the end of the sessions. We do have, but then sometimes we tend to see that various individuals have various time of access, and therefore sometimes we intend to exempt based on how best the individuals or participants have been able to understand the concepts and been able to practice with them. So that is what I'll be able to say. But in case an individual will need to sit for a paper, then I'll be able to avail the paper. The paper will be availed within the company websites, and you'll be able to do it at your own appropriate time. But if you will feel like it is still not uh, beneficial to you, you can still be awarded your certificate of completion without sitting for that examination assessment. But the purpose for the assessment is just to try to gauge and try to assess and evaluate whether how far are you and what level have you been able to understand the AI concepts. So that is the key things that would wish to clarify on that area. Um, since there are a few questions or there are none available, but if there exist, then you can be able to share them with me so that we can be able to respond to them most appropriately. Um, because that is the purpose, and the session for Fridays are meant for that. Today, I want us to look at AI for research and publications. And when looking at AI for research and publications, it's very important to understand what structures and what are needed in that area so that you can be able to come up with something. We normally say that who is a researcher without publications? You are doomed. At least in a month or in after every 3 or 2 months, you must be able to do a small publication, or within a year, at least make 2 to 3 publications. That is very important if you are doing the master's level and if you are in the PhD category, because they are very, very essentials for your growth and also for visibility outside here in terms of problem solving and provision of any form of solutions. Having discussed about that, I'll be able to just talk about something simple that we have even discussed before, but for purposes of creation of emphasis and to ensure that you better understand this, then you need to know about this. So we are going to look at AI for research and publications. And here I want just to focus on harnessing AI to revolutionation or revolutionize literature reviews, writing and citations and publishing. So what are very important? These are very important areas, especially if you are a researcher, if you are a scholar, if you are a lecturer, a trainer, or somebody who is in administration and other fields that are more important. Uh, Within the new frontiers, we talk about AI in academic research. AI plays a better, bigger role when it comes to transforming discovery, automating excellence, and within the African leadership. Not just the African setup, but in the entire globe. Transforming discoveries we have AI tools which are reshaping how researchers discover, analyze, and synthesize the knowledge across disciplines. We've looked at various of them, and therefore it's upon you to be able to look at them, understand how they operate, and then be able to interact with them, because the only way for you to master them is to be able to access them and then be able to utilize them. In automating excellence, we normally have a lot of literatures across the globe, various books across the globe. You are there to serve a purpose, sometimes in the office that you have been given or entitled to. The purpose of you having that seat is to ensure that you provide the leadership, you provide the solutions, and you provide the guidance that is needed. When you're doing that, you sometimes you need to apply the scholarly learned lessons, which we say that you need to consume a lot of literatures. As you consume these literatures, you need to review them in order to enhance your writing, the quality of delivery, and acceleration of the stage and the research journey. So this is very important, and you will be able to discover that many decisions are being made not because they are best, but because an individual feels like it is right and it is protecting them or guarding them. But when in real sense, how can that solution be provided? A solution should be able to provide a limelight to every darkened corner, whether it is within you or outside you. Therefore, within the literature reviews, you have to consume a lot of resources and then be able to find the most amicable solutions that are needed, identify the gaps that exist, come up with other recommended aspects that you feel can be of importance in streamlining all the challenges or the zigzag components that you identified within that scope. So, within the African leadership, we talk about African research communities being unique, and they are positioned to benefit with the cultural relevance. AI tools reflect our diverse identities. That's why they are able to be able even to translate from one language to another. Now, how we consume the tools also is guided by our culture, is guided by our policies, and is guided by our laws. And all these are very, very important aspects that we need to understand. Now, there are thousands and thousands of AI applications today and AI tools today. Every day we launch an AI tool, an AI app, an AI solution, whether it is in the medical area, the transport sector, in the learning and academic sector, in the research sector, and many other areas. Now, we have other few that we had already looked at and we discussed about them. For instance, those ones that handle text, large volume of texts, such as Chat GPTs, the Google Geminis, the MS Copilots, and the cloud. Cloud has been really has just been launched the other day, and it has taken a lot of uh, attention from the people, because cloud, you only need to tell it what you want, and then it has the best algorithms and agents models that consumes both all of these other AI tools, and then be able to provide you with the best solutions that you are looking for. Whether you are asking it to prepare for you the slide on a particular topic or concept, it will be able to do exactly that. And for today, I'll just be able just to ask for us to have a practical aspect on it. I want somebody to give me a question, then we can be able to see or ask the cloud to be able to do it for us, so that we can be able to see whether it is able to do that, as long as it's related to textual format. For instance, it's PowerPoint presentations on a certain topic that you want it to make, and then you can provide it with any other guidance that you need in case you want it to specify the specific scope that you want it to do in the provision of such a solution. I'll just that one is now a demo, and I would like you to pause that any question that you want it to be handled. uh, can you be able to give something so that we can be able to practically utilize it? Anybody with a question that needs us to practically do or use cloud to solve it? It can be academic related, it can be a presentation, or it can be a training related. You can just have just a small topic or area that you wish maybe to be looked at. I'm ready to take it. You can either chat so that I can proceed with it. Anybody? Father, do you have any a concept, an area you feel like you need a small PowerPoint presentation for that? Because without us interacting with these tools, then it beats the logic. We need to be thinking wider so that we can be able to have something on it. Yes, any question that you want us to use the cloud to do?
Maybe you can hear me.
Yes, yes, I can hear you, Father.
Recently, the Americans sent some people towards the moon. The astronauts went there. Maybe knowledge and information on that voyage to the moon by the American astronauts. I don't know how to proceed exactly.
Okay, so you can be able maybe just to search for a cloud because that's the tool that we have just said here, cloud. So within this, you're talking about a presentation or a knowledge that is extracted from, let's say, from the moon. So you can say here, American astronauts, astro visit to the moon. American astronaut visit to the moon. Let's say this. So you can say knowledge and what was discovered. And the latest was Apollo what? It was Apollo
Yeah.
15.
I wanted the recent one of 2026.
Yeah, yeah. Just let's try to see. Which group went on this? This one was this month,
Yes. Not this month, actually, it was
this year. Let's
this
just
year,
see this year.
2026.
This year. So you can see that NASA successfully sent American this. Yeah. So we want to get some concept on what they discovered from that Artemis 2 returns.
Artemis too.
Yes, Artemis 2. So we can be able to say that um, can say that right at right uh, prepare a well presentation covering the lessons learned, discoveries, discoveries made, and the future preparations preparations needed by the world from the Artemis 2 visit
Times
to
to
the moon
visit.
that happened this year 2026 includes a brief history, includes brief history that founded the reason for that visit. So I think yes. So we can just do that. We can say that now that this presentation is needed for educational purposes. So that is it. Then we can be able to do that, and it will look at that. So it's going to search for all that tables and all the sources, and then it's going to give us the exact presentation that covers the entire of that. So this tool has very powerful ability. Like it can access all the resources available for that NASA. Like it
Is
has
it
even
is
accessed
available?
all.
Is it free? Is
Yes,
cannot be downloaded for free?
yes. You can download it. I think I have also set up here cloud. Yes, it's here. You can just download it for desktop setup, and then you can be able to use it. Or you can just access it through the space, just cloud AI, and then you can just use it then online. You can download it, just search for cloud setup, and you can be able to install it. It's a very powerful tool which can help you save a lot of time when solving some many problems or challenges. So let's wait and see.
And somebody went to the hospital a few months ago,
Yes.
a student, when he was looking at the doctor, when he was explaining his sickness and prescribing, the doctor was not looking at him. He was writing at the computer.
Yes.
Whatever he said, he wrote, and the doctor never touched him at all, even to see. Then he pulled he pulled the print from the printer and asked for the drug, say you need this and this and this. So we need now, in that sense, we did not kill now the professionalism, professional doctors, the role of a doctor. If cloud can do all these things, can do everything. So they don't look at the patient, they just hear what you say, then they type into the computer, and then the diagnosis is given, and the drug, and how many, whatever,
Mm.
all the details.
Okay. Nowadays we also have what are called automated AI medical systems. And what happens here is that we draw a lot of medical history that has been done by the medical experts. Because at the end of the day, you'll find that even the same doctors go through the classes to be trained on the same concepts. So what happens is that sometimes we use the same concept, like in the Indian setup, you find that systems are automated, whereby we have experienced doctors who have been there for years and they have worked for so many years and they have done a lot of diagnostics processes and they have documented them for long. So what happens is that they check those diagnostic procedures and
Hmm.
automated detections and then load them into the model and then use it to train the AI tool. So once it is trained, then the tool will be able to respond as that expert doctor to that particular what patient case. So what you need to do is just to load your exact issues, or some of them you can just make the patient to talk or to communicate. So as you are explaining your issues, it's recording and it's taking that into account. Then after that, then it's able to do what? To give you the exact solution that you need. Let me try to see what solution it has given here. So this is the solution that it has given you, and it has generated for you the PowerPoint
The
slide.
PowerPoint.
Yes. So this is the PowerPoint slide
Artemis 2.
that you have. So it has already gone through all the resources, all the files that existed that talked about the Artemis 2, and then be able to obtain, and also the post that NASA had made on that Artemis 2. And then it's able to give you the solution, all the possible outcomes that existed in that. So you can see that it has told you that educational presentation on Artemis 2, humanity's return to the moon, lessons learned, discoveries made, and future preparations. So there was a lunar photos of around 700,000 plus, 10 days mission duration,
Hmm.
and it took 252,756 miles distance from Earth. So the crew was done by Reid Weissenman, Victor Glover, Christina Koch, and Jeremy Hansen, the CAS. And this was as per NASA and Canadian space agencies. And it took place on April 1st to 10th, 2026. So this is what was discovered, what we will cover to this area. There's historical background, Apollo era, the 50-year gap, and why the Artemis was born. Then we have the Artemis 2 mission, which is a crew, spacecraft, trajectory, and the key milestones. You have the discoveries made, that is the 7,000 lunar images, far side views, solar eclipse, and the science experiments. We had lessons learned, that is the heat shield fix, the launch pad improvements, and the crew health data. And then the future preparations for the Artemis 3, which is scheduled to be in 2027, lunar base Mars roadmap. So that is what you have. You can see how it has highlighted that from the history from 1969 to the 2026 Artemis 2. And it has also given you the Artemis 2 missions, which was the commandant was Reid Weissman from NASA. The pilot was Victor Glover, the NASA first person of color on lunar missions. Then we have the mission specialist, who was Christina Koch, the lady, the first woman on lunar mission, and then the mission specialist Jeremy Hansen, which is the CSA. Canadian. So it was launched on April 1st, 2026. Splashdown was happened on April 10th, 2026. Duration was 10 days. The total journey was 481 miles. The maximum distance covered was 756 miles from Earth. And the re-entry speed was at 36 times speed of sound, which was 25,000 miles per hour. So that was uh, what happened there. When you look at the discoveries made, there was a 7 hour flyby on April 6th. The crew captured more than 7,000 images of the lunar surface, impact craters, ancient lava flows, surface fractures, and the color variations. The far side of the moon, the first human captured photographs of the regions of the moon's far side, terrains no human eye had ever seen up close, included a rare in space total solar eclipse. There was the Earthset and Earthrise, the echoing the iconic Apollo and the Earthrise of 1968 crew photographed Earth setting behind the lunar horizons, the most powerful images of humanity's home from the deep space. There was some avatar biomedical data, that is the organ on the chip the devices built from each astronaut's own cells, flew to the moon and back, collecting the irreplaceable data on how human tissue responds to deep space radiations and microgravity. There was a South Pole terrain mapping, where the crew documented topography along the terminators, the day-night boundaries, under low-angle sunlight, identical to conditions at the South Pole landing site planned for Artemis 3 in 2028. The immune biomarkers. The astronauts collected saliva and blood samples mid-mission for the immune biomarkers study, data vitals for understanding how the immune system behaves during long-duration deep space travels. The lessons that were learned were on heat shield fixed by trajectory change. We have the launch pad hardening. We have human health in deep space and science console in mission control. So all these were lessons learned. The mission timelines at a glance. We had the launch and all this. Then we had the future preparations. Artemis 3 Earth orbit demo, the Artemis 3 lunar landing, the lunar gateway stations, the lunar base, and the Mars, the horizon goal in 2030s class. So all these are the future preparations. Why the mission matters? Number one, it was the humans can safely travel deep space again. Science happens even without landing. Engineering failures drive better missions, and the moon is a stepping stone, not the destination. And that made the journey to continue on that. So you see, you have summarized the entire thing within a short period of time. And if you need maybe even images and all to be attached, you can still ask it to do it, and it will be able to do that in a very special and high leveled uh, uh, sphere. So that is what these tools can be able to do for you. So assume that now, for you to have like maybe now the best results that maybe you might be in need of, assume that you had your references and you had your notes and you only wanted to prepare the slides that completely suits what you want to teach, and also expand the knowledge space or basically based on the points that you had highlighted, then this is the tool for you. You need to load it with what you want, because here you can be able to add files, you can add screenshots, you can add photos, you can add other existing projects that you wanted to have, you can add other skills that you wanted to master, you can add other connectors, you can add the plugins, and then you can attach the website links that you wanted to use. You can even define the styles and the learning and explanatory format that you wanted to apply, and you'll be able to have everything sorted.
And if you wanted to talk to audio to explain what you explain, can it do it?
Now we have
To
those
give
ones for
the
audio.
video and the sound.
So that's why AIs are built based on the specifications.
Mm.
Not all of them can do everything. That's why you have different of them. So these ones are good for reasoning, brainstorming, textual, and creation of PowerPoint presentations and any other thing that you want, and programming and coding, because it uses like the codex aspect here for coding and doing other things. Now, that's why I am taking you through all the AI tools. And when I'm handling that, I always specify and tell you what are these AI tools and which one is specified on which tasks. So that is what you need to master. Which AI tools are used for text? Which AI tools are used in research? Which AI tools are used for video preparations and designs? Which AI tools are used in images? Which AI tools are used for audio? So if you want to convert that into audio, then you have to use Recast, you have to use the Math AI, you have to use the Voice Maker, you have to use the InVideo. Then if you want to convert even that slide into a video, then you can use the Hygen, you can use the Pictory, you have used the DID. If you want to convert that into a podcast or a video discussion where the AI or you can add your own image and then you can be able to have yourself communicating, then you can use the podcast tools, that is the Google, the Notebook LM, and other types. Then assume that you want to have the text type, then you have to use the chat GPTs, the plugger AIs, and the clip interrogator. Maybe you want to convert your text into an image. The same will be able to happen that way. So if you want that, then you can go to plugger.ai. Let's say, for example, uh, this other area. Let's say you search for plugger.ai. You see, every tool has its own work. Design anything from text. So assume that now that is your text that you had, and you want to design or an image from it here. Then you can easily do that with this tool. You only need to ask it on what to do, and then it can be able to design for you the design. The others are canvas and so on. So you just need to pay for your like this one is per month, you only pay 19, and then you can generate how many images? Up to 2000 images. You can generate 5 videos, you can generate 5 sound generators, you can have one active private model, and then you can be used by one user. But if you want to use to generate up to 6000 images, then you can pay the 1 month of what? The $49. So depends with what do you want to achieve. Then AI tools will give you based on what you want to get. You see that? So you can see here you have the ability to get more videos and more sounds and then less images. And then you have 50 active private models, and it can be used by 5 people once you have paid. So you can give other members of your own be able to do what, to use that if you pay with this. So it depends with what you want. So these tools are there to exist. It is you to choose what you want and then pay on what you want, because most of them are cloud based. So pay as you use, you can see like this one's designed this, save what, and so on. So it can be used there. So you only need to do get started, creating your account, and then you make the payment, or you can start with the free plan that exists. You can see, and then you can have all your good pictures or whatever that you wanted to design, whether it's an advertisement and then put it on a billboard. All that can be done. You just have to give it the text and explanation of your design, and then it can be able to do what, execute what you wanted. You can even generate animated. For instance, you want to generate animated uh, content like the cartoon format to describe certain concept. Then the same tools can do for you, and then you are able to play them around. So you need to know the tools and then start utilizing the tools most appropriately, so that you can be able to gain on what needs to be done. Assume that now in the meetings you want to take the minutes and every summary of what's being done. You have the Otter AI, you have the Copilot companion within the Zoom. You can use the VidIO to do that. In case you want to generate videos, you have the vid to text, you have translate video, you have script me, you have the InVideo, and many other. And all these are tools that I have been able to give that to you. Now, what happens to cost? Because this has been the issue. Oh, are they free? Are they expensive? Are they what? So various AI tools come with their prices and charge, but you must be able to know that most of their prices are controlled by law. So they cannot just be able just to charge for anything. And what defines their charges is basically on the amount of credits that your question or your task is going to consume. For instance, if it is designing videos, you know that this is a very task and cumbersome task, which automatically is going to consume a lot of what? Credits. And since a lot of credits are going to be consumed and even a lot of time, then you expect them to be at least higher, uh, expensive than those ones which are just used to generate the texts. So that is the chronological changes that happens with them. So cost for individuals, mostly you have to do the subscription fees, accountability, over reliance, and safety for mental health, because you also need to do your own task. Think, and then you just ask it now just to harmonize it the way you want it to be done. You don't have to let it reason for you for so much. No, you have to reason and then ask it to do it, to do for you what you really want. It can be able also to guide you. Then cost to the environment. We have high energy consumption and carbon footprint being generated by these AI tools. We also have water usage and the e-waste consumptions when it comes to other tools that are mostly maybe integrated to other IoT, Internet of Things gadgets. Then you have the cost to knowledge, erosion of human expertise in case of over reliance. Then we have misinformation and hallucinations in case there is no evident fact that was uploaded by an individual. And then there is loss of diverse perspective in case that the training of a model or the functionalities or the usage of a model has been concentrated only to one particular type of a person. But if it is used by diverse individuals, then you don't have such. Then you have oversaturations of AI generated contents. So you need to have better contents, better concepts, then use the tools to be able to refine for you on what level you want it to be used. Then we have cost to future jobs, displacement of less skilled personnel. But if you are skilled enough, then you cannot be displaced. But if your knowledge is too shallow, is too low within that sector, then you can be replaced. So you need to up your game, learn to use the tools for you to survive in many organizations that embraces AI in their functionalities and daily operations. New skills requirements. So you need to update your skills every day, and that's why you are in this training. You don't need to take it for granted. You don't need to have feelings on it. Sometimes even me, I have also to work like the whole day. Then I come to this time now to enhance your skills, enhance your ability, your knowledge on how to use these tools. So sometimes when I'm too much exhausted, just bear with me. I can be able to request that today we might not be able to meet. Let's meet a day when I am also good and completely fit. Creative professions at risk. So we have some individuals whose creative level is too low, but those ones whose creative levels is high and they know what tools to use where, then it is an advantage to them. But it is risky for those ones who are struggling with ideas, with artistic work, and so on. So it's very important for these people to be educated, to be enhanced their skills in that sector. Now, we talked about prompt engineering, and prompting is a very key aspect because you get the concept or you get the solutions being done by the AI tools based on the prompt that you have asked it to do and how you have framed that prompt to do. If you have just prompted it with a shallow knowledge, then it will be able to give you a shallow content or a shallow output on that. So, prompting of generative AIs is very good because you need to have the key ingredients for the good prompt. Number one, what is the goal for you to write that prompt? What is the context? Have you provided it with a background? You can see the prompt that we have asked the cloud to do for it to do for us a detailed presentation on that area. What is the source? And you see, we have to identify and give it a source. The source is Artemis 2 visit to the moon that took place when this year. Then expectations. What is your expectation? You can see that within the prompt we say, what are the knowledge learned? What were the brief history about it? And what was the foundations that made it to be made? So you see, in every prompt, we are guiding it on what it has to do. So the same thing is what you need to be able to apply when you are writing your prompts. So best practices when you are doing prompt engineering. Number one is be clear and specific with your instructions. Do the brainstorming and the background check on what you want to achieve before you start prompting the AI tool to do for you what you want it to do. So do a lot of deep research first, understand what you want it to be achieved, then now prompt it to do exactly what you want. Be clear, be precise, because if you are giving it a lot of things and then it gets confused, then it will consume a lot of credits doing nothing or achieving nothing or achieving very less task or output. But when you are very clear, specific to the point, and has guided it on what to be done, then it will be able to give you the best results. Number two is define the goal and the output format. How do you want your the output to look like? Do you want it to be in a document format? Do you want it to be in a PDF format? Do you want it to be in a PowerPoint presentation? Do you want it to be in an Excel? Do you want it in a text? Do you want it to be in a video? Do you want it to be in an image format, and so on? So define your goal and the expected output. Use the role-based prompting. For instance, assume you are a researcher. So you say that as a researcher or as the head of department, prepare for me the proposal for this launch within my administration level. Then it will be able to do and act as you have asked it to do. But when you have asked it as a student or as just a general view, then it will be able also to give you the task or the solution just based on the general view. So you need to use the role-based prompting area. Then number four is manage the context length so that you avoid having cumbersome concepts that are making no sense. Choose representatives examples. You can ask to give you with viable examples that are in the real situations on the ground, so that you avoid something examples that are not realistic or hallucinated. Then use the chain of thought prompting, especially when you're generating the XML files or complex tasks, tags, and other issues. Then when you're also doing your prompt engineering or prompting the AI tools to do anything, consider the model strengths and the limitations that you have. So if you're using a free model, you must be able to know what are the limitations. If you are using the paid prompt, the paid agents, then you must be able also to know what is the limitations that are applicable on that. Specify the behavior to avoid and to provide the negative constraints. So you can define what you want it to be. So that if it is more on the positive side or the criticize or the critics that covers both the positive and the negative, then you can be able to define that within your prompt. Then identify the version, the iterate, and the improved prompts. So always improve your prompts the way you set them so that you can be able to get the expected output ever. Alternatively, also you can give the AI a role. For instance, act as my personal assistant called Mary and help me to create a weekly schedule so that I can manage time for doing the following tasks: check emails, prepare for classes, organize my weekly schedules for teaching and meetings, consultations with research students. You have 1 hour for writing, 1 hour for reading. Then you can as well as use interactive prompts that instead of asking all the questions in a single prompt, you can try to break them into specific topics so that it can be able to give you the best results. So AI applications and software. Now, as a lecturer, what tools should you be able to use? Assume that you are running short of time and you want to prepare the best presentation on a certain topic that you have prepared and you have the notes available. You can load the notes into a Gamma or ADGPT and then ask it to prepare for you the presentation slide. It will be able to do that, consume other resources that there exist in the world, update your notes. It will also be able to update your concept and update your slides so that it can give you a very detailed slide that at least when you are even explaining a concept on the board for the students, even in your teaching, you are confident. But when you are just going there teaching something that is making no sense, there's no proper guidelines, there's no proper lineups on it, then students will get bored with you. They'll say, this person is just old, is just wasting our time, it's not making any sense to us. And that is it. Or you can load it to Gemini or Google for brainstorming and reasoning and thinking. So all that is very, very important on that. Notebook LM, that is for research, for abstract preparations, for thinking, for reasoning, for objectives, identifying the gaps, and so on, related to research and other things. ChatGPT for reasoning, for thinking, for brainstorming, for streamlining your thinking and what you have already jotted down as a short notice, all that. And then we have Cloud, Copilot, and Meta. All of them can help you on that. We have Monica, Saida, and Zotero. That is for for literature reviews and other tasks. We have OpenAI for deep research, Site or Sayat.ai for deep research, SciSpace for deep research, and ChatAid for discussions. So these are tools that at least again you can be able to specify and use them most appropriately as a researcher, as a consumer of these tools in your working space. So we have powerful tools such as Zotero and SciSpace, and how are they being used? We talked about this, and therefore I don't think we need to 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 repeat about that because you covered them. Then we have AI assisted literature review, speed meets here. So we talked about the SciSpace and other things. That one is also a repetition on that area. ChatGPT, Grammarly, Zotero, Rightfully Scholarly, and EndNotes. Please just go and check these tools and then be able to practice with them. So for citations and publication made easy, these tools have eliminated errors. AI-powered citations have managed to reduce formatting errors and saving hours of tedious manual checking for up to 75% from 30% which used to be there. Choosing wisely, it has also encouraged that and boosted that up to 75 to 80%. Format perfectly, it has helped you to format your documents, format your manuscript, format your publishers' guidelines, provide you with the history and the guidelines that are available for any publication area before you start writing your paper. You can as well as get the sample of any research paper or publication or journal that you wanted to write so that it can be able to provide you with a proper guideline and layout as well as any other additional tools. So we can look at the ethical and practical considerations that you need to have when using these tools. When it comes to navigating responsibilities, we have transparency first to ensure that you have the best transparency in your all achievable working conditions. We have AI serves as a assistants, not as an author. So clear disclosure of AI, usage maintenance, academic integrity, and trust. You have to ensure that you observe that. Addressing the biasness, we tend to say that AI trained on African datasets avoids cultural misinterpretations or misrepresentations, and it has to ensure that there is contextual appropriate recommendations. Now, the more fear you have in using the tool, the lesser you train the model to be able to understand what exactly you want it to do for you. But if you are interacting with it and asking it what you want it to do for you, then you can get the solutions done. The digital inclusions, also expanding the internet access and AI literacy in Africa. That's why we are training this. And also on Sundays and weekends, there's another group I do train, especially now. That one now covers those outside Africa, that is in the European Union space, Canada, Australia, Netherlands, you have UAE, you have those ones in Arabic areas, those ones in the Asian space, India, and so on. So those ones also they attend other sessions that I do train them on several various other aspects. Then we have collaborative efforts, that is universities, governments, tech startups driving responsibilities of AI adoptions through the partnerships and all the African continent. That's why you see, like now, as a company, we have partnerships with companies with High Commission, the British High Commission, in the Kenyan Embassy and in the UK. We also have other partnership with the other AI companies within the UK area, other companies in the US and the Silicon Valley, and other companies within the Qatar and United Arab Emirates, which have partnership with us, and we are working towards ensuring that we impact the entire Africa and the entire world through the AI knowledge and AI tools and systems that are going to solve many problems. So we have faster outputs, the real world impacts or what impacts AI has given. That is in terms of the research empowered by AI. Faster outputs, AI tools enabled faster, more accurate research, outputs in healthcare, agriculture, climate sciences, social sciences across all the continental globe. We have COVID-19 responses. AI played a better role in solving this. Launching of systems during that time, including e-learning platforms such as Moodles, all that is AI. And people continued to do education. Learning institutions continued with e-learning and ordered learning because of that inventions. AI assisted literature reviews, accelerating pandemic research in Kenya and all other globe areas. The global visibilities. We have AI driven citations, analysis improved African research visibilities internationally, and connecting scholars across the globe, which is very, very important and essential for us. What are the future horizons on AI and African research ecosystems? We have the infrastructure growth. We have Silicon Savannas being launched every day. Talk about the Consa Technopolis that is here in Kenya. Talk about the ICOLO data centers that are being established by SpaceX and all these Elon Musk companies within Africa, and even at Quer, the Catholic University of Eastern Africa. We have the data center being established by ICOLO, which is a subsidiary branch of SpaceX owned by Elon Musk, the US guy, and the owner of X or Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. He is also the owner of Grok X AI or the Grok's AI tool, which works like ChatGPT, Cloud, and so on. We have the growing infrastructure that includes data centers being established, power plants being established. We are talking about air conditions sufficient, electric buses, electric cars, and other things. All these are AI tools. Democratizing knowledge. We have knowledge that is now being disseminated across all the world or across the globe and across all levels, not just the most educated individuals. Across all the globe, people are learning these tools. The African led innovations. We have visions, African led AI tools tailored for local languages, cultural contexts, and unique research needs to position this Africa as an AI leader, also in other global space, so that you are not just seen as people who don't have the tail, who don't have the vision, who don't have something to showcase. Then you have the call for actions. Number one, embrace AI tools. That's why we are here. That's why I'm giving you awareness. That's why I'm telling you how various tools are being used. So embrace the AI tools, adopt the AI tools in enhancing your research quality, efficiency, global competitiveness, and stand out within the perfect academic standard levels. Invest in literature, build AI literature and infrastructure across African institutions, build those history, build those stories, attach them to the AI tools, train the models so that they can be able to give people knowledge that is accurate, not hallucinated. Train these programs, workshops, collaborations, learning, and so on. Let's have a collaborative for impact. Can we work together to build cultural relevant AI solutions, have the images, the branding, and the tools that authentically represent our African research communities, and so on? So we are saying that together we can lead a new era of African research and the global excellence powered by AI, creating solutions that are reflecting our values, the languages, and aspiration, so that you don't remain saying, oh, it's only us that who have been left behind. So, what are the key resources and further readings that you can be able to look at? Look at SciSpace for citation to context analysis. Look, study and interact with ChatGPT for writing assistance. Use Grammarly for grammar styles. Use Zotero for reference management. Use SciSpace for research comprehensions. Use Writeful for academic language feedback. Use the Scholarly for paper summarizations. And all these are very, very important things. Look at Rwanda AI policy framework, Kenya National AI Strategy 2023, and the strategic AI plan that was launched the other day in 2025, 2026. The Ghana AI Lab initiatives. Study the South African AI Institute. Study the African Observatory on Responsive AI Usage. Study the Data Science African Network Global uh, Space, so that you can be able to stay connected. So thank you so much, and I wish to end my session there for today. And for more content, we shall continue to educate ourselves in that space. Thank you so much. Unless you have any other question to ask me today. The key thing that you need to do, practice those tools, usage of those tools. Ask all the doubting questions that you have so that you can be able to get the solutions and the feedback on that. Thank you so much, and I would wish to end there for today. Any other question? So from Monday, I think we shall have a consistent learning process until the time that we are going now to cover the entire work. I think sorting out all the issues that have been around so that we can be able to have consistent learning process now without any breakages. Thank you so much. So that within the month of June, we can be able to finish up with all the modules that are available for people to prepare for other things that they have. Uh, any other thing that might be missing? If none, then we can end there. Thank you so much and have a blessed night and weekend.
Thank you, Prof.
Yes. I'll share the recorded concepts and the slides to your emails and WhatsApp. Thank you so much. If I don't
Thank you.
have
Good
your
night.
email, then that's when you have a challenge with getting the concepts, the notes, and the videos. But if I have your email, then you get everything. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.